have that. Wow. I guess they don't hold on to it. I asked that question too.
And maybe a little bit more future.
Okay, let's call over the Board of Works meeting. Last section, and stand for the pledge and prayer.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for this time gathered together. I said you continue to redeem the time back to those that labor and care for our city, both as volunteers and as employees. Thank you for your hand of protection upon all of us over the weekend, not only as we celebrated our nation that we thank you greatly for, but all of the families that were have lost property due to house fires. We ask that you be with them and comfort them and help them in their time of loss. In your name we pray. Amen.
Roll call. Sarah and Kim were not here. Roger Finio. Gary Van Erman. Here. City Attorney Julie. Here. Treasurer Darcy Van Erman. I'm also. I'll get a chance to review the meeting's minutes for June 15th.
Move to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, now for the special session on June 20th.
So I wasn't here for that, and we won't have a quorum to pass that. Can we just push those minutes back to the next
Okay.
meeting? Is that okay, Roger?
That'll be fine.
Just want to update everybody on one thing. We have our department heads compiling a list of surplus equipment. And that will be coming before the board in the next few meetings to
How to dispose of it.
how to dispose of that, yeah. So just wanted to inform you all
You're
of
gonna
that.
try to sell some of it?
Yes,
Okay. No, I'm just not just all salvage. It's not just all salvage, okay.
okay. New business consideration of approval for utility delinquent list for June 2026.
I didn't see anything jumping out. I was just gonna approve as submitted and
Fine to me too.
yeah, if we have questions on those, we can always get back, Mayor and Jewel, the staff as we go. I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Okay, now reading the bids received for the water department condensing unit.
Quotes.
Quotes, yes, not bids. We have Rittenhouse for 18,975. We have LMC. What does that stand for?
That's actually Lehman's mechanical contractor.
Okay.
You may know it as Lehman's Heating and Air.
Okay, for 21,545. And then we have one from Reader Heating and Air for 18,830.
I presume Mark's here to answer any questions for us. Did everybody have a chance to go out and look at what they needed to see out there?
They did. Those three companies, obviously one is local, two are local to Anderson. All three have done work for the city
Okay.
in the past.
Hmm.
All three did make a site visit. The LMC did come in a bit higher because he was just not quite sure that the the concrete pad or the structure that unit sets on outside the building was large enough. So he was kind of leaving some room for error there. But they're all three fine companies. They've all, like I said, they've all done work for us. The unit that's there, just for your information, is from 1989. We did exhaust our options looking for a new old stock compressor, just make it long, see what we can do.
Yeah, and that's got to keep it cool in there because that
It
building
does.
sweats inside
it's
real bad
about
with those.
dehumidifying,
Yeah, it's
yes.
dehumidifying everything.
And that is the water plant. You may have said water department, but it's our drinking water plant.
I looked them over. I felt like Lehman's had the best detailed list, in my opinion, and the others started to get a little less than that. Reader really just listed their equipment. They didn't go into as much detail, even though they're the low. There's some things I'm a little concerned that Reader might be missing. There's a thermostat and a disconnect on there, or there's a couple items that they may or may not have covered, but it's not spelled out or written in their quote. So I'd like to use Rittenhouse personally, locally, but
That's what I was thinking.
if we don't select the lowest, Jewel can, attorney, can we spell out the lack of information missing from their quote as justification? Because I don't want it to not be as fair as possible, but it's within like $100 some. So I'm okay, but Roger, I don't want to put you out there. So
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
That's being awful.
Yeah, I think what you can do is when you look at the reader, and they have listed is a one carrier 7.5 ton, 440 foot AC, and one carrier air handler listed here for that 18,830. Under the Rittenhouse, they have the same carrier 7.5 condensing unit, carrier air handler, mindset thermostat, necessary duct to provide airflows and displays, return air filter racks and filters, start up and test and disposal of the oil 22 for that 18,975. So you're looking at a couple things that were not included on the reader
right.
quote, and the difference is still just $145.
So I'll make the motion that I feel more comfortable with that scope of work as listed from Rittenhouse, and I'll
I'll second
recommend
that.
that. Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, thank you all.
Mhm.
Next meeting will be July 20th, 5:30. At the motion to adjourn.
Make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Just for information, each one of those companies was about a 4 to 6 week lead time. And then I need to reach out to Mr. Rittenhouse so we can get this started.
My recommendation, reach out to him to let him know he's awarded for one of the contract with so in the service and what to review it.
Might get a little.
If I can pause that or anything, or just like.
We'll be back.
Ask you a quick question.
Trying to send stuff she gets how it doesn't always.
Okay.
Get the shot go.
Yeah. Okay.
I
just want to make sure you got it. Yes, I know that I saw, it, which means if I saw it, then I get it.
Okay.
We're good luck.
So came around the road.
Parade.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where was your parade?
East Point. Two parades. One went to Brownsville.
Came with the band.
Oh, wow.
Martinsville spoke to the district on her representation. She was in Brownsville because we have the giant fourth in the morning and Pittsburgh in the morning and afternoon. She was there to support the.
They do the morning one because what they canceled. Philadelphia canceled their parade. And that was supposed to be like a huge one.
We didn't go. Afternoon parade.
Oh, before?
We went to the pool.
Good call.
Yeah.
We left there Saturday evening.
Okay, so you.
I didn't see it.
But I got.
Did you? Yeah, we, Saturday, we got it yesterday. It wasn't on that one.
I mean, wouldn't you actually have that?
Oh, I forgot to confirm.
Okay. I don't know. I think something like that.
Once they said before, also since then, more small town. Yeah, we
Just have to make sure.
I might have to remind you.
Like,
Got that
Been a while since I was a kid.
yeah.
Werther's, you're officially an old person if you have one of those around your house.
Yeah, I do.
And like a little candy dish.
I threw bubble gums and smarties.
And my advice is don't do chocolate, Joe.
No.
It's like mud.
Yeah.
You can do that at the Christmas parade.
There you go. Exactly.
It had to be posted and then. Seemed like the chief told me, like, we need to make another.
Never go behind the horses.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Seen too many horses to me.
Skateboards, our scooters. Bicycle.
One wheelers.
Well,
No.
the county fair has horses.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I don't think it's even been this year. It's done like last year.
Yeah, those things, some of those are great. I noticed they go for like 50, 60 miles. There's one where you gotta have a helmet.
In September.
I don't know if those were licensed, but
September.
sometimes have their license.
Still lives.
Okay, I don't feel bad.
As
I was
a
gonna
lead,
ask him.
I'll go to you all. I'll travel across to
I haven't
you.
seen So I think the Baker Tilly will cover the utilities. which is one-
It was my neighbor. Blue eye sighting on the house.
Are you serious?
Yes, I screamed at him.
I looked at this restaurant in my yard and I was like,
Yeah, they're available.
There was
It's
even
not
some
there.
kind, it looked like, I remember jars.
Well, there's
like
a railroad
that.
highway.
Like those little things at the
The
end.
reason I never got there is because the railroad the highway. It's pricey. It's more than-
Oh,
Showing up today.
It's very doable.
Big news. That's a cost.
Were there shooting in the street by you?
It's a.
No.
Manual, somebody will have to-
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Y'all will have to sign.
I had multiple around me. I was like,
I'll leave that to the mayor. She'll probably come back before work.
But it's been going on.
Oh, they should be there.
Yeah.
They
We
haven't-
celebrate
They haven't out of order.
No, there's no, go to BK.
Yeah.
BK.
I'm gonna go hard.
It's all right.
Yeah, go there.
We gotta go to the highway and the railroad.
You gotta come and down. There you go. Yeah, they're good. They're not calorie free. But they're confident about it.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh,
they taste good.
I'm never gonna complain about it. I just clean up the shrapnel.
Yeah.
I might complain about the siding this year. I don't know. It might come up with something.
Okay, let's call to order the city council meeting for July 6th. Roll call, Roger Cuneo,
Present.
John Burchell,
Here.
Wendy Goins,
Present.
Amy McCurry, Dave Luck. Yeah. Donna Keeter. Jeremy Van Erman,
Here.
City Attorney Julie Lee here, Clerk Treasurer Darcy Van Erman, and I'm also here. We have no public comment, so approval of previous meeting minutes.
Make the motion to approve the minutes. One second.
Okay.
Aye.
Opposed? APV 20899 through 2124. For the city, the date is 7/6/2026. The amount of $86,564.91.
I have one, but I'm not sure who to direct it to. I'll start with you, Mayor. On the park, anything having to do with Parks Department and their claims, what does that process look like? Is there a chain of approval or anything like that before
There
us?
is now. There is now. Now, before some things were just before us, that's just how they were paid, you know, like what they were upset about was the generator at the Bob Ryder Center that they had to pay half for. And I can kind of understand where they're coming from. So yeah, they're absolutely will be on everything across the board now, so.
Thank you.
What will that process look like?
The park board will vote on it.
So they'll vote on it and then it will come back to us after. And we'll know, so we won't have anything brought to us until after it's approved from the park board.
Yeah.
I have a question about that. I would just be concerned about timing. So, we are already flirting with disaster. We got this packet at 4:18 on Thursday afternoon. So, I just want to make sure, but if it's all approved, then just timing of it, I'd be mindful of.
When does the park board meet?
Have they recently changed that? It used to be the second Tuesday of the month, but I've seen some.
I think that's right.
Third Tuesdays of the month come in.
Not exactly sure.
When we come back to this, maybe next meeting and we can just make sure we've got some clarity on the whole process. Is that okay? I just remember when we first set the new park board in place and got it in motion where they're established and they have their budget, and they've got their money and they're gonna do with it. It's been a minute, honestly, since I went back and understood their process. And if we can just have something on the next agenda, we can chat about it a little bit, make sure it's all clear.
So what's in front of us now has gone through and you've had that conversation with them. And anything that's on claims tonight is something that they've approved already. Is that what I understand?
Yes.
I have a quick one if I can. We've got the water tower that's on here and we've been doing that for a long time, but and the water tower's yet not painted. We haven't done that work. It's an upcoming project. I think this probably would be the clerk treasurer, will we keep making that transfer until that project happens?
Or the ordinance is modified, either or.
So that was per an old ordinance. Okay, I couldn't remember. I knew we had put that money and we're transferring the money over in order to help for that project, but I know we're trying to have each fund kind of pay in their own way. So if that's one we need to look back into, just to help, is that coming from general and going over to support the project? Or is that water funds going?
Water operating to water.
It is
tax
water
reserve.
operating. Thank you. I couldn't remember. I didn't think it was general. So I just want to make sure we're trying to keep the general whole. So, okay, that takes care of mine.
And I kind of have a question, I guess that would both claims and payroll. I didn't know when we will receive the additional appropriations for the fund lines that are low currently. One of them being as well the attorney fees. I know with the litigation and additional attorneys, I'm not sure how that's being divided and tracked. And there will need to be an appropriation probably soon. So do we know when we will expect that, for that and some of the fund lines?
I sent an email with Mayor and Wes about that, stating the imperative nature of us moving sooner than later. And Mr. Wes and I have had just a few conversations, but I've not had any with Mayor formally, so.
The next process would be for you two to have that discussion and then you'll bring the appropriations.
It has to be publicly, it has to be advertised, there's a whole process, so. It won't, we don't have the time for it to be your next meeting. Right now, Mr. Wes and I were shooting for your first meeting in August, but again, there's some other steps that have to happen first.
Okay, I just know that, I just wanted to make sure with them getting lean, that happens, so that the monies were there prior to us getting the claims for. Okay,
Absolutely.
thank you.
I'll move to,
Only questions so far.
well, is the formal call for questions, is that, there's a statement in Robert's rules about if questions time's done, it's like call for questions, or I don't know how to say it, sorry.
You can have a call for question where somebody can just make a motion to move it.
All right, I just want to make sure everybody's good to go before I do
There can be a
that.
call for discussion after there's a second as well.
I'll make a motion to approve APVs as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? APV 20900 through 21025, Enterprise 8/7/6/2026, in the amount of $628,124.17.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Payroll for June 21st, 2026, in the amount of $145,021.60.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pension, June 2026, in the amount of $19,083.16.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
Yeah, this is a public hearing. So the next issue on your agenda is the public hearing for the Byerly property annexation. This is simply an opportunity for the public to provide testimony for the council's consideration regarding the annexation of this property. We have to wait at least 14 days after the public hearing or take final action on the annexation, so you won't be voting on any ordinance today. This is just the opportunity for the public to speak on the annexation itself. So you want to gavel in the public hearing.
Okay. Start the public hearing.
Get you a gavel.
This one.
Anybody that likes to speak on this matter? Okay, guess not. Let's close the public hearing. Nothing on that right now. So, okay. New business. Ordinance authorizing pre-approval payments of certain claims pursuant to Indiana Code 36-4-.
I do, I'm kind of confused because there's really been no communication on this. You know, this is how we kind of got into an issue and now we're reversing it and like, I'm just very confused by it.
I'll be happy to address that. This was something that I recommended to the mayor and to the clerk treasurer's office. It is very commonplace for advance payments to be made in very strict certain circumstances. In fact, the code allows for it. Payroll is an example, insurance claims, utilities. We need to pay our utilities on time, the city does, and so we're not incurring penalties, insurance premiums. And I'm sorry, Jewel, I didn't read, I know what I sent you, but it's spelled out in the ordinance as to what can be, so, yeah.
Well, my question, I guess, is on these, when you know certain things like these are, I mean, you know, when your insurance premiums are due, you know, when your stuff is due, why aren't we doing it earlier? Why are we giving, you know, everything seems to be last minute and things. So why aren't we doing it earlier when we know these things are coming up?
It's a good question. I think that's the right approach.
So not really confused.
Well, I guess I have a question because we meet twice a month now. So where's the lag? My thing is since Wesson Exos has come in and we've separated these dockets, these claims dockets into enterprise in the city, we've been approving everything. So I guess I just don't understand the notion.
It's gonna give the clerk treasurer's office a little flexibility in certain circumstances. It's very tight. If you're not comfortable approving it, we can still operate, but it's much more difficult to operate when there are certain things that you would need to pay, like on a Thursday, and you don't meet till Monday. Sometimes the calendar gets in the way of utility payments being due. Your two meetings don't always line up with your utility payments. And that's what brought it back to my attention is that we were waiving penalties in the utility office because we couldn't pay our utility bills until after the meeting.
Is there a good example, like maybe the cell phone or a phone bill that comes in and there's a window for, penalties on AT&T, Comcast, whatever it might be, but is there one you could maybe help us with that, it comes in on this day, there's 10 days or a grace period or not, that we do or don't get paid in?
I'm going to defer to the clerk treasurer because she's been doing this for 7 years and I've been here for.
No, that's fine. I just didn't know if there's an example
I
that
just
we
didn't
might.
want to be out of turn. So thank
No,
you.
if there's a couple bills that would be helpful to know, like an example.
So I know the AT&T bill comes to the fire department. It's due the 6th of every month, no questions, no answer. Sometimes it shows up on the 5th. It just depends on the mail. And not every city office goes to their office that comes up here, but for whatever reason, the AT&T bill comes to the fire department. That's one example, because I know I've dealt with Erica, because we have got late notices. I do believe that they've been able to get that taken care of, but
So if you get that one on the 6th.
and they're
and then-
postmarked the 5th.
Right, then you gotta wait till the third Monday, and then the girls have to wait till the next day to cut payment or
And then
checks or
there's
any
late
kind of
fee.
electric
There's a
payment.
late fee for it, but I mean, and it, to my knowledge, it's the same price every month. It's like
That one is the same.
$600 a month or something like that, but you're dependent on the mail because they won't do it electronically.
They won't take electronic
I
payments
don't know
from
about payment, but
the
I'm saying AT&T doesn't send the bill electronically.
They don't send it to us.
So like, go back to a couple months ago, whenever the mail didn't run for 9 days. We had a lot of stuff that was behind, but that's the best example I can give you from the fire department.
I was gonna
Is
use-
AT&T, sometimes it shows up the day before it's due.
I was gonna use the insurance premiums. We were lucky to get those by email the 20th of the month. And they are due before the 1st of a month, so we're smack in between your third meeting and your first meeting of having to pay insurance premium for health, life, accidental death, dental, eye, the Aflac. So it's not a timeliness to you all, it's a timeliness to us all versus the demand of the vendor as well. And then you have to deal with, some payments have to go snail mail back to them. And if they don't get them in a timely fashion, we will have a late penalty on our next bill. So we are constantly straddling timeliness in and out. So it's not necessary. We used to be able to operate on the premise of net 30. We get the bill, we got 30 days to process it. Since the pandemic, that they have pushed that just down our throats. That is not the world we get to operate or live in any longer. All vendors want their money now.
So the process, the way it's written or the way I understand it is that the mayor is going to sign off and the city council president.
That's how this ordinance recites.
So what does that turnaround look like? Like,
So just like you all just got this, I just got this as well, and we do not have an internal control for this, and I'm already reaching out to one of my mentors and two other girls on the education committee to see if they've got that section 3 articulation for a best practice. Because I can already tell you, we don't have that built here, so we're gonna have to build that.
I know it'd be nice to have it, but we could table this for further discussion. I know that there was some bills that you guys were hopeful to get it sooner than later, the ordinance passed, because there's some things coming up.
So we know these are coming up. Can we call these vendors and change the dates of when we
We
get the
We
bills?
have tried, and that has not been
Well, tell them,
forwarded.
tell them that's not how we work, Yeah,
We-
you're gonna get it, but it has to be approved by the city council.
I appreciate that candor until they cancel our health insurance for our employees.
Is that because we've been,
They won't do that.
is that because we've been late?
No. Has nothing to do with that. It's the time, it's how the policies are written.
Just in my world, it maybe say it's different, but it doesn't work that way for me, for my world. I mean, I know when things are due and I do that ahead and try to be proactive with it. I'm just not comfortable with this at this time.
So there's only one bill that we pay that's the same, everybody.
I
His.
just gave you an example.
Our insurance premiums are
They
different.
fluctuate every month.
How much do they fluctuate?
They, I can tell you this last month, we had a almost $45,000 credit. So that was.
So we were ahead
45,000.
45,000.
They awarded us a $45,000 credit. I never know.
Did they send you the money? Did they send you the 45,000?
No, they credited it on the invoice, so then I have to go
Tell them
back.
to hold that just in case we're late on the payment.
Okay, sure.
That would be nice.
Or tell them,
You are all welcome to come right along shotgun in the world that I get to play in.
Well, my name's.
And I don't mean that
I'm on
snotty.
this ordinance. That's why I'm
Absolutely.
talking about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is not a comfortable straddle between any of this, and it's becoming more and more difficult. So state board of account says you're not supposed to pay late fees and yammer, but now I'm living in a world where the city is going to be paying late fees. So
What does the DLGF say? Because I know there's been discrepancy between the two of those with
The
reappropriation.
DLGF, that's not the DLGF's role, it's the State Board of Accounts role in this, when it comes to post-budget. DLGF is pre-budget, State Board of Accounts is post-budget, so this is strictly a State Board of Accounts issue.
Okay, well, I know in the past, there was discrepancy on State Board of Account and DLGF with the reappropriation.
Should be able to send our late fees to the State Board of Accounts, in my opinion.
I I don't know. But that's the only reason I asked, because of trying to figure it all out. So that
I'll make a motion to table it for further consideration until we can get a little more clarity.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Oh, no. How about the candor?
Okay, next is the
I know. Come hang out.
emergency order claims payment and relieve roof repair. Go big exteriors, $15,000.
Did we get a further explanation? I didn't see that on the claims. So did we get a further?
It's not on the claims.
So what is this?
It's a bill that was approved, work was approved, and the bill showed up for payment, but we didn't have any,
What it is it's going to be paid out of the monies we received for the hail damage. That building was determined to have hail damage, one of them. Then we had a windstorm that blew off a bunch of shingles, so an emergency repair had to be made to not incur damage inside the buildings. The park board pretty much approved that, so that's what this is.
Okay, so they've approved the claim, but it wasn't on today's, so it'll be on the next round. What are we doing, I guess, is my question, because it wasn't on our claims. What are we doing with it?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be a part of the claim, right?
Yeah, it's essentially an emergency and it's separate from any other claim. So it's a claim, separate docket in and of itself, based on the fact that there was an emergency declared. The repair needed to be done in order to prevent the building from further damage. And so it's just a matter of getting that approved tonight so that the vendor can be paid.
And we're 90 days out, past 90 days from paying the vendor, so.
That work has been done a long time ago.
Yeah,
So will we be reimbursed once the insurance?
the insurance,
Or is that part of it?
that's part of it, yes.
So how does this come? This wasn't under the park board?
Yes, it was. Park board was involved in this,
Okay, I didn't get.
yes.
Yeah.
So this will be paid out of that claim,
Insurance
the
claim.
insurance claim. Yes,
Is that gonna be separate?
yes, yes.
When we get our APPs, the insurances will all be separate? Is that what, I guess I'm just not understanding, because I went looking for the claim and there
Yeah.
wasn't a claim, so I'm like, what is this on here?
Yes,
Does that make sense?
I think they need our approval. You guys, it needs approval from council to kind of cover the expenditure.
To pay it, even though it's not part of these.
Check hadn't been cut. So
Okay.
that's my
I
understanding.
guess that's my question, is when will it show up then on an actual?
Your next
claim?
meeting.
Thank you, thank you. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Comment, I just have one comment. I think the community center, the committee done a fantastic job with our fireworks. They're always gonna be a little bit different. People have had opinions on how different it was, but it just has to be that way, and
I thought it went really well.
I thought it did get
The
really.
traffic was good, the first response, everybody, I appreciate the work they did in organizing it, so.
That was the best of traffic I've
was.
ever seen.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I too wanted to say, because I did have some concerns with the meeting that they showed up regarding the parade, but I was assured that everything would be taken care of. And I've heard nothing but good feedback. I'm glad that the weather held off there, because I was a little touch and go when it first started, but I thank you both and your departments and the street departments for the things they did. Appreciate all the workers working alongside them. Did a good job. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Is there any other Byerly updates for tonight that we have for the meeting? There was an attachment. That's why I didn't know. There was the legal description and some stuff, so.
It'd be-
Okay.
I forwarded on, I don't know that you guys have not received that, the Baker Tilly
fiscal study for the buyer.
Okay, so we can look through that between now and
Yeah.
later, okay?
And then we'll have the ordinance prepared for the next.
Got
Since there was a public hearing to take action on the
Hmm.
ordinance. After that.
Okay, and we can review everything between now and, okay. Great. We're trying to get you there. It's a process.
Next meeting,
Hey, I got something. Annexation, we still haven't gotten water out on 9 for that annexation.
Out by, well, call it
Out in
Clean.
Kennedy Tool,
Kennedy,
out there.
Tool.
Yeah, they have sewer, but no water.
Mhm.
And it's been annexed for a long time, and I believe they're paying for something, they've come to me about that.
Once our funds get back in the black, can we look at some
Actually, there is funding that has been identified.
earmarked for that? I didn't know if we could look at some Okra grants or something with
That'd be wonderful too.
Klein Peter. I mean, we would talk about a water project off and on once we get back where we need to be for all kinds of water needs that.
Alan would
Meters,
be a good person to have. a
meters and loops, all
conversation.
that.
And I'd like to get that going, I'd like to get that out. to
There's
them.
some economic development money that we can still probably tap into for that too.
My question was, why run the sewer and then not run the water at the same time? I don't know.
Their initial need was sewage. There was just speaking of my previous history and experience, whoever else was here could probably say it, but, some septics were going bad out there, Cleanco specifically, and they were desperate, getting sewage. That was the primary need. And so part of that was, well, we don't necessarily give services without annexation, so they agreed to get annexed, and it's a long process, but sewage was the primary need. They were on wells and the wells are functional, but the sewage was their primary needs. That's why that got addressed first.
So how far is the water going now?
Water stops at 900.
900.
The Highway Cafe.
Yeah, they're in my district, so that's.
Yeah.
Bringing that up.
I
I have
agree.
no, love Byron guy.
And you,
I have no problem with that.
you said that there was funding set aside.
There was money identified and it's been setting for legal clarity. It went after by a previous administration and just been sitting in that fund.
And which fund?
The Food and Beverage Economic Development Fund. I ran reports and have been working with Alan on it since 2021 and it's ironic you bring that up tonight because Alan and I just revisited that again this morning.
Would it maybe just need brought back to their boards and committees and stuff?
I can't speak to
That's
all of that one yet,
Okay.
so it's government, we always have lots of things to do.
Alan Moore.
Yes,
Alan,
I
that's
apologize,
okay. I just.
I apologize, yes.
So is that who John would have the discussion with then? Is that how it starts?
If you landed in my office, that is exactly where I would point you for further conversation.
That's the same fund with the facade grant monies in, correct? No? Okay, I thought that'd be.
It did come from food and beverage, but that money is in a different. Okay.
I'll look through the funds report, but I know that we whittled our tear down money just about to zero for demolitions. Or we still don't have a whole lot of money in that fund, do we?
No, because that was always from, that last was, that fund was from the,
Get the program. We were getting,
it started out as hope and then, during that big foreclosure boom. And then when that money didn't go through from the feds, they gave us that BEP program and,
blight elimination.
yep.
Yeah.
And then after BEP, the feds never gave us any other money, state never gave us any money for blight, so, there is a little bit of Okra, but it's kind of, I don't know, Alan and I have also had those conversations, so. Again, not trying to bat the ball, trying to point you down the aisle at the grocery store where to find what you're shopping for. So,
We had approved some, when the whole Rabbit House situation and then the Monroe Street, I know between planning and redevelopment had set aside some funds for a Monroe Street demo. They ended up not having that, so I know there should be some money set aside for a demo. But I think they're still working through some things with that. And then there was, of course, some earmark money with the previous ARPA funds for tear downs, but you have to have the actual building itself. And we went through that whole thing with the
To procure.
Klein Peter, because we didn't have the city itself didn't own the building at Canal in Washington.
I said there's several urgent, almost,
Oh, most definitely.
I know Blankenship's working on, but
Yeah, but I know that at the time, some of those grants, we had to actually have possession. The city had to actually have possession of the building, and I know Brian's been working on one of those for us. Right, so it'd be nice to have another round of blight elimination.
right.
Yes, I would love nothing more.
Next meetings, July 20th, 2026, 5:45.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
I'm gonna apply for,